Discretion is advised.
If you feeling like a pimp, niggas gon' pimp.
Awesome sauce! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awesome Sauce Radio. Happy Thursday night. Thank you for inviting me into your hearts and your homes. I'm your mentally undeveloped party host, Blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp, or we're pimp kicking ass and taking names and pimping whores and gaining fame. Remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. Go chase your dreams. You just might catch them. Because this is America, where dreams come true. That's all you need is a dollar, a dream, just a little bit of faith. And you just go, you take the first step, the baby steps, and then one day, you'll be at the mountaintop. Testify! Testify! I'd like to give one or two quick shout-outs to some conventions and to some sponsors. Just I want to say what's up to Al Mega. It was great talking to you on the phone yesterday. He's the head, the CEO of Comic Crusaders. Comic Crusaders is one of the official news sources of Awesome Sauce Radio. www.comiccrusaders.com. Go check them out. They're awesome. They got reviews, comic books, action figures, movies. I may actually bring my article back at some point when I get someone to edit my crap. But www.comiccrusaders.com. Tell them about it. I sent you. Also, August 16th, 17th, and 18th at the Mohegan Sun. It's Terrificon. Terrificon is an amazing convention in Connecticut. Jim Lee is one of the guests of honors. They have Jim Lee and Adam Hughes. They also have, if you're a fan of G.I. Joe, Sergeant Slaughter. And I am going to try to see if I can have Sergeant Slaughter give me the Cobra Clutch. Because I want to see if I can take a Cobra Clutch. But they have a great guest list. So Terrificon.com. Check them out. Tell them about it in a second. I am going to have one of their special guests on next Thursday as a guest. God willing, we're going to have the legendary Larry Kenny, Lord of the Thundercats, on next week to help promote Terrificon. Check out Larry Kenny online. Just Google him because he's awesome. Also, October 25th, 26th, 27th, the sexiest, the kinkiest, the greatest convention of the universe returns to the New Jersey Expo Center. You got seminars, meet and greets, porn stars, ladies getting free on Fridays, blow jobs, rim jobs. There's a lot of jobs and sex. Hand jobs, after parties. www.exoticaexpo.com, October 25th, 26th, 27th. Blind Adam will be at the Tornado the movie booth all weekend long, signing autographs and taking photos. And maybe me hosting a little after party. I don't know yet. Maybe doing some cosplay pizza orgy style. Yeah. But yeah, I hope to see everyone there in October. Also, next weekend, if you're in Edison, New Jersey, Collecticon. Collecticon is a national convention. It's got, if you're a fan of Transformers and you're a fan of Optimus Prime, they have Peter Cullen. They have David Masseuse, who played Bruce Wayne in Gotham, Jonathan Glover, Ray Park. Full guest list, just Google Collecticon.com. Tell them about it in a second. Now, in honor of 7-Eleven Day, I hope everyone had a happy 7-Eleven Day. I hope you all had a Slurpee. Run a commercial, please. Okay. That's odd. Are we having technical difficulties?
Get a McDonald's. The problem is the cup.
About the same price, 7-Eleven's Big Gulp will give him to enjoy a bigger Coke, 45% more. And if you prefer Pepsi, they don't have it. But 7-Eleven's Big Gulp gives you another kind of freedom. Freedom of choice. America likes the freedom of 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven's Big Gulp. Home.
Yeah. And after you get your Big Gulp, or you can buy the Big Gulp, I know for 7-Eleven Day, they give you that little cup Slurpee thing for free. So I hope everyone got their free Slurpee and happy 7-Eleven Day. But then you're going to go get lap dances. And in New York City, where you go to get lap dances, the greatest gentleman's club on God's green earth. With the big titties from the big city. Please run the Flash Dances commercial, please. This Flash Dancer is a shiznit.
Welcome to your new favorite club. You are a hard worker, so you deserve a good place to replenish yourself. Our bartenders do great for you, while our sexy ladies help spice up your night. Bring your friends, or make new ones here. Flash dancers, come join the party.
Like I said, Flash Dancers has 3 locations in the New York City area. Just go to flashdancers.com and tell them what I'm saying, man. And to the Flash Dancers management, you'll be getting an email from me soon about a few things. Or I'll just stop in. Now I'd like to welcome one of my best friends in the comic book community, my man in the chair, my co-anchor for the show. He's a writer. He's a podcaster. He's an amazing human being. The man behind the Phoenix throne, the one, the only, the nemesis, David Howard.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, I'm falling down on the job over here. I was my computer started beeping at me, and then I couldn't find the thing to bring up the commercials and stuff. So
that's fine. I was like, because I was getting some stupid notification bing on my end is too. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
What is up, man? What is up? What is up? What is up?
It's just been a quiet but yet stressful week at the same time. I've been cat sitting, and I think I'd rather babysit kids than cats.
Yeah.
So these cats can tell me what they want. At least they can listen to you when you tell them no.
Plus, it's less likely, not unlikely, but less likely that the kids will just flip you off, versus the cat, which will just give you the giant bird whenever they want. So, no,
because my cat's name is Alex, and that's the name he was given when we got it from the shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Alex, no, don't knock over your water bowl. Don't knock over the water bowl. 2 minutes later, there's water fucking everywhere. No, and then I go try to feed him. He's right in front of me trying to stick his head in the bowl. It's like, let me put the food in the bowl first.
We have a cat named Dixon, and I swear to God, the cat is a perv, man. The cat is completely pervy. He's weird. He's the most passive aggressive animal I've ever met, and he'll come in, you'll be using the toilet or something, and he comes in, and his tail will wrap up your leg, and he starts going up your thigh. I'm like, what in the hell are you doing, man? Get away from me, you freak! So,
at least my cat doesn't. I feel lucky, my cat doesn't know that. I left the door open for air conditioning purposes this week, so the hallway didn't get too hot.
Yeah.
No, how's the heat we've been out in California? It's just been brutal this week in Jersey.
Yeah, it's been hot. It's the same as it's always been. But yeah, it's been pretty hot. It was God, what was it? It's 105 the other day, and then my wife was out in Palm Springs, and it was 123. So
holy crap.
Yeah, but then it's funny. They were back in your neck of the woods. They were back in New Jersey over the weekend. My wife and my son, and Connor thought he was going to go. My son, his name's Connor, thought they were going to go back to, and it was going to be cooler because it's not in the hundreds. He didn't understand what East Coast
humidity is.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so basically, when you with it was because the other day it was 90, but the real feel made it maybe like 102.
yeah. So
The other point where the humidity, they're just like, hey, if you have any problems breathing at all, don't go outside today. Was basically what someone was telling them.
yeah. So no, we're just chilling out. Our house stays pretty cool. We just keep the we've got like these thick blankets to keep the sun out and just kind of chill out and don't go outside much. I don't walk the dog till late at night, and even then it's like in the mid 80s at 10 o'clock at night. So but
Yeah. So I know you said it was pushed back a little bit, but what's going on with the campaign for Phoenix Crown?
definitely, let me throw this up here real quick. So
Yeah.
We are currently in pre-launch for a Kickstarter. I had to push the campaign back a couple weeks because of the California government. So they gave me jury duty, and I really didn't want to be in the middle of the campaign and then possibly be on a jury. So I pushed it back a couple weeks. So yeah, thank you, California, for giving me jury duty.
On the man's birthday, the week of the man's birthday, no less. What's up with that? What's up with that?
But here's the link. The link is down below to sign up for the pre-launch for the Kickstarter. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Fund My Comic. I don't think there really was a place for us. We're on Kickstarter. We're offering a bunch of cool stuff. In fact, I just talked to one of the artists, and we're going to be offering some custom prints so you could be drawn in as a character. And, so we're going to offer that as a tier. We're doing a bunch of really cool things, but we're also doing Space Monkeys and Ashcan for people because we're going to be doing a Space Monkeys comic. So we're going to be making that available. I mean, Phoenix Throne is, man, it's drama and warfare and at its highest in the future. So basically the year is 2587 and we got a coup going on for the throne of this of the Phoenix Throne, which is the people who settled around Jupiter. And so we've got betrayal, we've got warfare, we got a little bit of sex in there. I had to throw that in there for Blind Adam so he could be excited and want to watch it.
This way, I can buy the tier where you name a character, where you get to name your own character in the thing.
Yeah, in fact, we got some really freaky stuff going on. I don't want to give it all away, but
of course not.
Yeah, but this is the start of something much bigger. We've got this whole universe called Blood World. We've currently got 4 titles being drawn in it, but the first one is this one, Phoenix Throne, and at its heart, this whole story is about what is the future of humanity. What direction are we going to go? We were kind of talking about that before we came on air.
Oh yeah,
and, yeah. So I mean, these people are all about integrating technology into their bodies, and it's kind of crazy the stuff that is going on with them. Imagine, for instance, that your betters could shut down your entire body and basically reboot you if you got out of line, or warfare where people are hacking other people's bodies in the middle of shooting war and then basically burning you up from the inside, because of the implants and stuff in your body. I mean, we got stuff like that going on. So,
oh wow.
And I don't think we're that many years away from that.
No, I gotta say, with today's technology, I know we were talking about this before we went on. We're not. I really don't think we're that far away from this type of stuff happening. Because, like example, I was talking to a doctor who's experimenting on putting computer chips into the optic nerve.
Wow.
You know, and because I've watched Terminator way too many times, I was like, okay. What happens if one day something just goes wrong and it just shuts down?
Yeah, man. it's crazy, you know. Or can you imagine? Like, I don't really want a fully automated car because I'm paranoid that somebody's gonna like hack it, you know, or something.
You don't have the Night Industries 2000.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if somebody could hack your body? I mean, that would be out of control, you know. So, in fact, I'm thinking of pitching an idea where to somebody, I'm waiting on to hear back, but for another comic, but pitch an idea where people built in like Chat GPT into your body. But
great.
yeah,
I don't even want to think about because Chat GPT AI is so new.
yeah. But can you imagine if like you never had to communicate with people again? You just clicked your Chat GPT, you know, chip in your head, and it automatically gives answers and stuff. But then the AI in your body becomes aware. What the hell happens then? You know, so some creepy stuff.
We're all fucked.
Yeah.
We're all so fucked. What are some of the cooler tiers that you're going to be having? I know at one point you were toying around the idea of offering up making people their own armor.
We are. We're going to do a 1-of-1 tier. So we're only offering one of these. But we are going to do one where you can get one of our mech suits. We're going to actually 3D print the helmet and then like paint it and put battle scars and your unit designator and everything on the helmet. So we're going to offer one of those. We're offering some tiers where, like I said, you can name some of our new Space Monkeys from the Space Monkey comic. So you can name your own Space Monkey and get an 8.5 by 11 by the artist signed. So it's customized. So the Space Monkey looks like you, and get that. We're doing that. We're doing some tiers with 3D printed like miniature.
Let me know what this launches because I'm buying myself a Space Monkey.
All right.
I'm buying myself an early birthday gift.
Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Not only that, so it'll be your Space Monkey and it'll be in the comic. So we'll work with you. So going forward in the Space Monkey comic, you will have that character in the comic, you know. So we'll put you in the thank you pages and everything, and you'll get a poster of yourself as the Space Monkey and, you know, signed by the artist and everything. So we're going to do that going forward. But the Space Monkeys are a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing that stuff. We've got some tiers with, I'm working with my daughter. My daughter is a chef. And we're going to be doing a Space Monkey steak rub. So we're going to be offering that as a tier. So like,
you mean like the sauce that you put on the steak?
Yeah, you know, but like a spice rub that you put on the steak. So
right.
we're gonna be doing a spice rub that'll be available. So we're gonna package that and send that out there. And we got a whole little cool backstory. So that's a cool little thing.
I guess it would go good with burgers too, right? The steak rub.
Yeah, we're gonna do some. We've already started printing them out. We're doing color forms with Space Monkeys. So
nice.
We got that going on. We got, you know, the stickers, we got the shirts. And we're also going to be doing these little miniatures, so tactical miniatures. And if that works out, I'm looking at the possibility, I'm not committing this yet, of doing some larger statues, which will be limited edition. So, you know, of some of the characters and stuff like that. Might even be a couple, like you could get a 3D printed Space Monkey statue. So that would be cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got a lot of that cool stuff, and we're going to be offering not only for, you know, for everybody. So we've got our variant covers, but we're also going to be offering some covers for like shops and things like that. So obviously we give you a discount. We put some stickers and stuff in there, some extra merch that you could throw in, and so you can buy in bulk that way too. So,
all right. So you do have a little bit of a retailer program within that.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So that's what we're doing going forward, you know, and you know, I'm learning about this stuff all the time. You know, right now we're getting everybody, like I said, I wasn't thrilled about the prospect of running a campaign and then sitting in jury duty all the time, you know. So it's like was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
did you watch Family Guy? You gotta do that one episode of Family to get yourself out of jury duty.
yeah.
I hate everybody equally.
So yeah, then if I could give a shout out, I'm also I'm going to be doing a couple book signings coming up in August. So
That's awesome sauce.
yeah, I'm going to be doing a
Where
couple.
do you do the signings at?
Yeah, I'm going to be at if you're in the Southern California area, look for a shop called Quest. I'll be signing books there. And I just found out this news. This could blow you away. So we've talked before about my other comic, OPSEC.
Yep.
I just found out a couple hours ago that OPSEC is now on the curriculum, is required reading for a university course at the University of Calgary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was blown away. So I was just absolutely blown away, which is it's kind of crazy. It's cool, but it's crazy too. So
You know what? Salute. Keep up the amazing work. That's epic, yo.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's what I'm telling everyone. Go chase your dreams. You just might catch them.
Yeah.
No?
So it's crazy. It never goes as fast as I want, but then this one came out of the blue, and it's always just cool information, so
Well, how creative endeavors work. It's either feast or famine.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
It's like nothing happened. Nothing happens, and you're at the point where credit card debt's running up and trying to make expenses, and you're praying you don't have to file like a second chapter 7, or a first chapter 7, or whatever your situation is, and then it can go right from that to, you got 3 books out at once. You're doing signings, things are happening. So like I said, even with the podcast, it's decent damage.
Yeah. The big thing for me is the next step. We're making our comics and everything, getting them out there. The next step is going to a Comic-Con as a vendor. So I'm like, that makes me really nervous, and I want to have like multiple titles and stuff. But I think I gotta shit or get off the pot, man. I gotta take the plunge. So because just the pure amount of networking you can get at a con,
Yeah, so wait, you're in 7, Kelly?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Isn't there like a couple of smaller cons that you can do where you don't have to take a big of a risk?
Yeah, we got Ontario just happened, which was near me, which was kind of cool. I got to go as a professional for the first time. So I actually qualify to go to cons for free as a professional now, as a comic book writer.
That's
So
nice.
like I found out the other day, unfortunately I can't go because I've got prior commitments, but San Diego Comic-Con gave me free passes as a professional. So I was kind of shocked. But yeah,
for next year, I'm not gonna say how this can be done on air. But if you get tickets next year, let me know, and I know a way how you can double the amount of tickets.
sweet.
Yeah,
I
but
will.
I'm not. But I promised the head of this one department that I would never reveal that secret.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Ontario, we got Hispanic Comic-Con, which is cool. We got Long Beach Comic-Con, which is small, coming up, which is cool. LA Comic-Con is relatively small, so that's another one to go to. And then
Is that the one that it's actually happening in October this year for some weird reason?
yeah, and then the 2 big ones are WonderCon and San Diego Comic-Con. So
It's just weird that WonderCon is now on the level of San Diego.
yeah.
I remember 25 years ago when that convention was small.
Not only that, you'd think because it's right there next to Disneyland that it would be bigger, but man, they make things difficult at WonderCon. San Diego goes out of their way to make it, easy for the guests and everything, man, I'm gonna go on a little rant here for WonderCon. So I'm not like super disabled, but I have a hard time walking, especially long distances,
Mhm.
So I showed up this year. I covered WonderCon for Comic Crusaders, and the parking had filled up, which was not unusual, but there was no disabled parking, like overflow. I ended up having to park 2 miles away and walk 2 miles back and forth with my cane to get to WonderCon this year. So
Holy shit.
yeah, like no shuttle, no. I mean, I understand if you have to have people, but there was no shuttle set up, nothing. I was like, damn, man, that's harsh. So
It's kind of weird because WonderCon is part of the Comic Con International
Yeah.
corporation.
yeah, I figured they'd at least have some shuttle set up, if not for everybody, at least for disabled parking,
Mhm.
And yeah, they didn't. So, but I was at Ontario Comic Con not too long ago, which was a really cool. But even the smaller cons are not like super small anymore. It's like I got to meet John Carpenter and his wife at Ontario Comic Con,
Nice.
and they had a bunch of wrestlers there. Like wrestling is like a big deal at cons now, so they're all there. So Rikishi was there, a couple other people were there. Rikishi's always at all the cons in Southern California. So
Yeah, well, doesn't he says Sally? I think he's like California based now.
yeah. So I've met him
Either
a
that
couple.
or one of his kids or one of his relatives is.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. He's kind of a cool dude, but
I met him a couple. I met him a couple times here. Like he's done in Rhode Island Comic Con a few times and a couple other cons. He's a nice guy.
yeah. But don't try and take his picture unless you're going to pay him. I'll say that right now.
He'll beat the shit out of you, man.
Yeah. So, dude wants to get his payday on. But yeah, I mean, Ontario was cool. There was a fair amount of signings and everything, so that's always a big deal. So yeah, it's one of those things where I never think I'm ready enough to bring my stuff to a con, but I think I gotta just take the plunge.
You know what? You just gotta just find something that in the terms of gambling that's a little less risk.
Yeah.
Just take the plunge, and then just base it from there.
I think the thing that always surprises me is that we have like 5 or 6 cons here in Southern California, but man, I know some people in Texas. It seems like they've got a con going on every week. There's a con somewhere in Texas every week, like around the Dallas and Austin area. It's crazy.
I noticed that too. I noticed some states have more numbers. Like in the New York City, New Jersey area, just like just every week they're gonna be like, especially this time of year, 2 or 3 cons going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All different sizes, and like some can be like small, just vendor shows,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can have things where it's a small scale on a smaller version of, say, LA Comic Con.
Yeah, I went to a very small con a few months ago called Scarfest, and was sponsored by an indie underground publication out of Seattle called Scarf, and so I went there. So that was kind of cool. I sold some comics there and had a good time. So, but it was really small. I mean, I think there were like 20 vendors total. So,
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Can you bring up the Superman image? This is from an Entertainment Weekly magazine.
Absolutely. Hold on. Just give me 1 second.
I can't believe he's celebrating his 75th.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah, because Amazon, shut up. Amazon, stop. Amazon, shut up. Thank you, bitch. Yeah, like I said, model of the show. You act like a bitch, you get smacked like a bitch.
Nice.
That's the fact. But like I was saying in pre-production, I cannot believe that Superman is pushing 90 at this point.
It's crazy. Is Superman public domain yet? It isn't, right?
No, I think it's like that's going to be happening in 2032 or 2033.
Wow.
So that goes only 6 or 7 years away.
So what is your thought on Superman turning 90, man?
Hey, I remember when him turning 50 was a big deal back in '88. So it's just like, hey, it's like, you know, you grew up with something, and it's like we're getting older. Everything that we love is now turning older. You know, everyone made a big deal about Batman, the Tim Burton Batman movie, turning 35 years old.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see that some of this stuff, you know, lasts the test of time. And especially in the next calendar year, the Superman hype train is going to start rolling out. Because we're now almost a year away from James Gunn's Superman Legacy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that movie, man. I don't care what anybody says. I think it looks pretty cool. I think we're gonna get something in 2 weeks. Cool.
I think we're gonna get that first teaser at San Diego.
Very cool.
You know, I've seen a lot of like mixed reaction to the new actor. I've seen a lot of people showing player hate at the new suit, the logo.
Yeah.
Can we just like get something hard, like evidence wise, before we start player hate?
I dig it, man, because I think it looks retro. You know, I love the trunks and the actually he's got the yellow belt on with the trunks, you know, on the outside. So I love the new logo on the suit, the way it looks and everything. I think it looks cool. So
I think it is. I can't wait to give it a chance. But I guess I want to know if you had to rank your top 3 live action Superman actors.
Yeah.
Who would they be?
Oh man. I think first off, I don't think this is a surprise. Top of the list for me is Christopher Reeve. You know, to me, he is Superman. But I'm gonna probably surprise you. Number 2 for me is another Reeve, George Reeve from
all right. This is my list. It's just in reverse.
Yeah, the old show, man. Because before there was Christopher Reeve, I used to watch that.
That George Reeves Adventures of Superman show.
Yeah.
It holds up really well to this day, even with the cheesiest. Like, you could not get away with someone jumping on a springboard and out the window.
Yep.
That way anymore, but from the 50s, it was dope. I mean,
I loved it, man. I loved watching that show. I loved everything about it. I thought Lois Lane was cool as hell. I mean, I like Margot Kidder's Lois Lane, but Lois Lane from that show was awesome.
Jack Larson as fucking Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, the show was great. I could still watch that today. I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. I love that show. And before there was Christopher Reeve, there was George Reeves, and I always had his image in my mind as Superman. You know, he's got the huge barrel chest. I mean, he just looked like Superman. Fucking was awesome. And then third, you know what? I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, if my friends see this, but I'm sorry, man. I got to put Brandon Roth over Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's 4th for me. Brandon Roth. I know people don't like that movie, but I like, you know, that movie that he was in. And I thought he was a really cool as Superman. I wish he had gotten more of a chance because I thought he was pretty awesome. So
I actually rewatched Superman Returns. I don't understand why it gets the hate it gets.
I thought Kevin Spacey was great as Luthor too, man. So
that, and then they had Posey as the sexy blonde.
Yeah.
The chick who played the head cheerleader in Dazed and Confused.
Yep.
It, you know,
Plus, Kevin Spacey's Luther is so freaking awesome. Like when he is with, for everybody, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, but there's a scene where this whole family is trying to get to Luther because he married this old lady. And then as she dies, he finishes signing her will with her dead hand and then kicks the whole family out because he has her fortune now. It's just like a pure Luther move. It's awesome.
Yeah. What? I know there's a lot of people who had hate the fact that Superman was being a creeper.
Yeah.
He's watching Lois Lane from the windows and shit.
Yeah, but once again, I think you're reading too much into it, man. Just take.
Well, what do you expect? They don't call me the innovator of perversion for nothing.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind that Lois's little kid was Superman's.
Oh yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
the love child. That's the love child from Superman 2 when Superman lost his virginity in the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep. I love that movie. Superman Returns. So it's
I also love the fact that in the Arrowverse they allowed Brandon Routh to be the Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah. The thing for me is, and I'd be curious to hear what you have to say on this, but the reason I don't have Henry Cavill up there in the top 3 is that while he looks really good as Superman, I never believed Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, if that makes sense.
He was Clark Kent when? Because that version of Clark Kent so unrecognizable to me.
Yeah.
That Clark Kent was such a whining little bitch.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's because, when it comes to just not Superman, but Clark Kent,
mm-hmm.
I know this is going to piss a lot of people off. My number one person who betrayed Clark Kent is Tom Welling.
Yeah. That's good. To me, see, I always go the opposite. People always focus on when they're in the tights. But for me, Batman and Superman, my rankings are usually on how well that person portrayed Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent, because it takes something. Like Christopher Reeve was fantastic. Like the guy could literally make you believe putting on a pair of glasses could change everything. Like the way he acted, that was incredible. So.
Oh yeah, I thought even, and unfortunately, I know the actor gets a lot of bullshit for his politics nowadays.
Yeah.
I also thought Dean Cain was a great Clark Kent.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a fun show too. So.
It still is. I mean, it holds up, and I've met him a couple times at conventions. He was always very cordial and polite.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. You can't go wrong with Terry Hatcher as Lois Lane. So.
Maybe.
Well, at least.
Who I really, really like as Lois Lane?
Who's that?
I forget the actress's name off the top of my head, but she plays her in Superman and Lois.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I really like that portrayal of Lois, but my go-to is always the Phillips Coates and what's her face from the 50s.
Yeah, she was cool. It's like I always loved Margot Kidder, but Margot Kidder was such a 70s/80s Lois Lane versus the one from the 50s was the classic Lois Lane, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always nice to see how these characters have evolved over the 50s. And if you want to watch an amazing documentary, I'll send it to you later even. It's called The Curse of Superman.
You know who my favorite version of Lois Lane is, though?
Who?
The one from the Superman the Animated Series. So.
Dana Delaney?
Yeah.
I didn't even rank them, but I mean, Tim Daly and George Newman as Superman and Superman the Animated Series and Justice League.
Yep.
No one touches a candle. No one touches a candle to them.
Between Superman the Animated Series and Batman the Animated Series, and then the Justice League shows, we were spoiled, man. We were so spoiled back then.
You're way too spoiled.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll put up to a candle to the DC animated universe is the old Superman radio show from the 30s and 40s.
Yeah. Or Al Mega turned me onto this. The old Superman cartoons, man. Those are awesome. They still hold up.
What, the Flashers?
Yeah. Those things still hold up. They're incredible.
I haven't watched them in a couple of years. Just during the time of Superman Returns, one of my good buddies watched them at nauseam. I watched them in his house at nauseam until a point where I got sick of them for a little bit.
Yeah. I even watched, was it a few years ago? I watched those old Batman serials, you know, when Batman was fighting in World War II. And
is that the racist against the they would have been canceled by today's standards?
Oh, hell yeah. It was like, look, I'm not one that's gonna throw out accusations of racism willy-nilly.
No, because it was right after Pearl Harbor, where you know they don't. But even on a film level, those do not age very well.
Yeah, no, it looks like the costume looks absolutely ridiculous, but it's fun to watch. You know, just for historical purposes, it was fun to watch. So,
oh yeah. I think we're gonna have hopefully with James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he's gonna be showing something for Creature Commandos at San Diego. We got the Penguin coming out. I think it's gonna be a good time to be in the DC fanboy on TV and movies again.
I'm looking forward to watching the Penguin, Colin Farrell, and then we have Peacemaker season 2 coming out.
I think they're in early production right now.
Yep. And you know, this is not DC, it's Marvel, but Deadpool and Wolverine in a couple weeks. So
actually we're as of Monday, we'll be 10 days away.
Man, I am hyped for that movie, man. I love
I cannot wait, and I cannot turn around anywhere right now without seeing some promotional item with it.
Yeah.
I was in the liquor store and they had the Deadpool Wolverine Heineken display.
Heck, man, I'll tell you how over they are in the Howard household. My wife and girls were like, "We're going to see that movie." It wasn't a question of, "Are we going?" They told me, I'm the comic book nerd. They told me we're going to see that movie. I'm like, "Yeah, I know we're going to see it."
That's the power of Ryan Reynolds, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's all because, you know, like I said, whoever made that joke in a 1990s Deadpool comic or early 2000s Deadpool comic of Ryan Reynolds looking like Deadpool,
yeah,
should be given whatever he wants, because that's what I think put the bug in the ear.
Absolutely. Just
And
like
Ryan is a fanboy, so
whoever decided to draw Nick Fury in the Ultimates looking like Andre Ware, which gave us Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury,
that's Brian Hitch. Those were all Brian Hitch.
So good
That's
stuff.
Brian Hitch and Mark Miller. You know, there's another little thing I want to show you for sexy cosplay.
Awesome.
There's an issue of February 2008 Playboy.
Uh-oh. Are you going to get me in trouble here?
No, because the cover is done very tastily.
Okay. Let's see.
Look
at that.
Yeah, this is you know, this is a really nice cosplay Wonder Woman cover.
It is. She does look sexy though too.
Yep.
Damn.
And
who is that?
I forget the model's name.
Is that Rachel Bilson? Is that was on the name there?
Nope.
Somebody else.
Yeah. They probably did an interview with Rachel on that issue. That was at the time when other things were hot as hell.
I'm getting a kick out of the top of the Playboy cover too. Red Hot Spicy, the Women of Hooters.
Yeah. I don't think Hooters is not even in business anymore.
I know. They went out of business.
They've been in business. They went out. They went out with a bang because of COVID.
Yeah, it's crazy,
I remember eating dinner in their corporate headquarters out in Vegas.
dude. That's pretty cool though. That is that because this was the sex? I think I remember this issue, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know that. A couple comic book creators had an issue because they're. Oh my God! What they're using Wonder Woman as a sex symbol. Oh my God!
Jesus. Like there aren't people who don't look at Bruce or Superman or whatever as a sex symbol, you know.
Oh
so.
yeah, man. You know. But yeah, I just found this to be interesting. There were a couple other issues of Playboy I thought that were interesting. There was one that's got a drawn Batgirl centerfold.
Really?
Yeah.
Of the Batgirl from the animated series?
No, from the old school Carmen Infantino styled stuff, where I think they were basing some of the look on Yvonne Craig, God rest her soul.
Really?
And then
Wow.
Julie Newmar appeared in Playboy 3 times. Once in '69.
Miss Catwoman herself?
Yep. Who just turned 93 recently.
I'm surprised that they never did a Harley Quinn Playboy thing. So
You know what? I've seen a couple like customs and a couple like self-made type things, but I think Playboy really. I don't think they were doing print at the time when the Suicide movie came out.
yeah. I will admit that in my younger days, back when Playboy still put out actual magazines, I read quite a few of the articles in Playboy. So
Some of the older issues have some really. There's an issue from '75 that had a really great Dan Aykroyd interview on it.
yeah, they're actually. I mean, it's kind of that meme. It's a joke that I buy it for the articles, but it actually was.
Yeah,
very-
actually. I tell this is not my challenge to anyone in the audience. When you listen on the Rewind, buy yourself an issue of Playboy. Screenshot me the receipt. If you cannot find at least one good article in there, I will give you. I will PayPal you at least $2.
Not only that, I thought that the cartoons were hilarious.
Annie Fanny?
Yeah, I thought they were fantastic. They cracked me up all the time. I love the cartoons. So
Yeah, I thought they were amazing too.
yeah, I mean Playboy was. I mean, everybody thought it was all TNA, but there was a lot of really cool stuff in it. Now, if you wanted your just pure TNA, you bought like Hustler or something like that.
Yeah, you bought like Hustler, Penthouse,
yeah.
Screw.
Yeah,
Even though Screw towards the end had a lot of really good political commentary in it.
yeah. But Playboy was a really good magazine. I couldn't believe it. I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't kept track, but
they ever since Hef died, it's kind of lost its luster.
yeah. Well, at one point, weren't they all digital? They went digital. I'm like,
One time I think maybe 2015ish, they went all digital for a little bit,
mhm.
and then they went back into print, and then I haven't seen much since because I have a bunch of like books, like issues like this that I deal with, and that's really about it.
Yeah.
You
Plus,
know,
I'll have to say, it was the first time I felt like an adult. Like, was the first time that I was 18 and could go into a store and legally buy a Playboy. So, and it's like, and you get the look. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
There's always some school marm that's giving you the look because, oh my God, you've got a Playboy. But
I'll never forget the first time I was legally allowed to buy a Playboy.
Yep.
If we were in the age we're in now, where everything can be filmed on a phone,
yeah,
maybe on YouTube, and people would be like, "That guy's an asshole."
yeah,
Because I was in the store, I put down my Playboy and my Penthouse. I'm like, I'm legal now, bitches.
yep,
To the point where I got looks from everyone else in this little candy store in Ramsey, New Jersey called Village Stationery. Been there forever.
The cool part was eventually, you know, as a man, you get to the point where you get this armor around you where it's called the I don't give a fuck armor, where you're like, you don't care what they're saying or looking at you. You're just like, I'm buying this shit. I don't care what you think. So,
Yep. You know,
that's a cool image though, man. I dig that.
oh yeah, like I said, I thought it was cool, and I didn't even know this existed until a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
And I actually ended up buying 2 copies of it.
very cool.
You know, I was like, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I dig those boots, man.
Oh yeah, she did a really really good job. You know what? I also want to say, since we are in convention season,
Yep.
and I know times are tight, but I want to give everyone 3 pieces of advice. 1, use proper hygiene. All right. I'm not going to go to the usual I normally go to, but you know, if you can't afford to put on deodorant and maybe some Axe body spray or something, maybe you shouldn't be going to Comic-Cons right now. You know, my second thing is, you know, try to be courteous to the other people at the con. Like, you don't try not to push, try not to shove. Try to make. I know San Diego's going to be a war zone in the Thunder games, but just want to try to all love and respect each other and have fun. And third, if there is someone you really, really, really want to meet, I'm going to have Dave bring up my Instagram, The Real Blind Adam, in a minute to show some pictures I recently posted. You know, either save the money up or have nothing less. Just talk to whoever the handlers are and say, hey, I don't need an autograph. I don't need a photo. I just want to say thank you. All right. Thank you. Sometimes at the especially with the celebrity side of things, if they're not that busy, they will talk to people coming up. I know, as a podcaster, I've done it before. You know,
they're just people, you know, treat them like people. So
yeah, I mean, so I don't think you have to be spending like a ton of money, you know, at shows either. You know, like I was very blessed, especially with the one picture I wanted to show, which was me, Adam West, and Burt Ward.
hey, I've got one more to add, if I
Go
can,
for it.
for Comic-Cons. I've been to, like I said, I haven't been to big ones, but I've been to two small cons. But please, man, especially for the independent creators, don't go pick up somebody's comic, sit there for 20 minutes and read the whole thing, and then put it back in the sleeve and then put it down on the table and not buy it, man. It's just not cool.
Wait, someone actually did that. They read the whole book
Yes.
and put it back in the bag and board.
Yep.
And not even tip $1 or $2.
Nope. Nothing.
That's so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because if that was me, I'd be okay. I wish I could afford the book. Here's $1 or $2. This is what I can afford to spare right now. Good luck with selling it. This is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I let people take it out of the bag and board and look through it because I understand you want to see it, you want to get a feel for it, but don't abuse the privilege, man. So,
wow, that's a new one.
yeah. It was crazy. I was sitting there watching the guy, and it's like, what do you say at that point, you know?
That's
So,
wow, I'd just be speechless. I'd be like, have a good day. Bye.
yeah.
Be ripping him a new asshole in my head.
I'm just grateful that he didn't screw up the book, you know, but that's the other thing. That's another one. This hasn't happened to me, but I've heard this. A friend of mine was saying that if you go to read a comic to a comic convention, you take the book out or you have your kids with you, make sure your kids know how to read comics and are not like putting their snotty fingers all over the comics or whatever. And then, because if they screw that comic up and then you leave, that person can't resell that comic or that book.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we're not going to the last big convention. One of the last conventions I was at that wasn't a small con.
Mhm.
You know, the only person I remember with kids was just like, "Mommy, look at a friend of mine who cosplayed as Supergirl, whose breasts really had the part.
Mhm.
Mommy, look at Supergirl." And the mother took the kid's hand and walked away from my booth.
Wow.
And I was like, there is a God. No, because just since I have a love-hate relationship with kids at comic book conventions, depending on how the parents are raising them.
Yeah. I mean,
Some kids, it's like, cool, let's get the next generation of the hobby. And there's other kids like, in my head, I'm like, get the fuck away from my booth.
especially for indie comics, though, man, it's like we're our margins are thin anyway, and if 2 or 3 comics get ruined, I mean that's taking money out of somebody's pocket. So yeah.
You know,
So, yeah.
and I don't understand these parents. You bring little kids to cons,
Mhm.
and I remember it was like, I being 5, 6, 7, 8 years old at a
Mhm.
Comic Con, and just, Mommy, look at this. Mommy, look, Batman. And then even if I had someone looking at one of my 50-cent boxes, and I was like, you're gonna make your kid have a temper tantrum. You're not gonna spend 50 cents. Why'd you bring your fucking kids then?
Yeah. Plus, it's like just chill, man. I mean, Comic-Con is for all ages. So yeah, there's going to be people there. Like, just know, especially now, if you bring your kids to a Comic-Con, there's going to be some sexy cosplay there. It is what it is, man. If you don't want your kid to see sexy cosplay, don't bring them to the Comic-Con.
Either that, or like I said, I try to have my cosplayers be as tasteful as possible with it.
Yeah.
But it was New York Comic. It was a little bit of a bigger con in the New York City area, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it that day.
But let's be honest, Adam. If you get a cosplayer to dress up as Power Girl or Zatanna, they're going to be sexy. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Exactly. But the thing that irks me is I bring cheap stuff for kids
Mm-hmm.
to certain shows. I see these parents that, let their kids just cry and moan and bitch, and want to be cheap. To the point where I'm giving little kids comics out of the dollar boxes for nothing because I can't stand to see kids crying at a comic book convention.
Yeah.
If you're a little kid, you're crying at a comic book convention. There's something fucking wrong with that.
Should be all about getting people to want to be fans of comics. So
yeah, which brings me to my next topic, actually.
All right.
Since we got parents who don't know how to be parents anymore in this day and age, roll that last video I showed you.
All right. Hold on. Let me bring that up.
Yeah, because this just blew my fucking mind before we met up tonight.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now want to send other moms bills for playdates. Make this madness stop.
And we normalize sending the other family money for playdates. So recently, my daughter had a friend over, and I asked her mom for money, and this is how it went. So after the playdate, I texted her mom, and I said, "Thanks for letting Jamie play today. Please help out with your share of the expenses for the playdate, totaling $15 via Venmo. Let's do it again sometime, because I can't keep doing these playdates if it's so expensive." And she said, "Expenses?" And I said, "Yeah, she used supplies and food while she was here, and this way we can do this more often without a monetary obligation on just one party." Now, she didn't say much, but she did say what supplies, and of course I wrote them down. There was chalk, applesauce, fruit. She sat on the couch, so that's wear and tear. She actually broke a toy. She had 3 juice boxes. She went to the bathroom. She had yogurt. Then she actually sent the money. She didn't say anything else, but I said, this will make it easier for us to do more play dates in the future.
Let's not normalize that. Make sure you leave a like in this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below for more daily news. Woke Gen Z moms now want to send other moms bills for playdates. Madness stop.
And we normally.
Oh, it's repeating.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Dude.
That's
Hey, Amazon, stop. right. I saw actually. I forget whose video that was, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. But holy, that is one cheap bitch.
Not only that, she sat on the couch, and that's wear and tear. What the?
So is that wear and tear when you sit on your own couch, you stupid bitch?
I'm surprised she didn't charge her for wear and tear on the carpet or something too. I mean, are you serious right now?
Yeah. I don't. Well, I'm sure 3 juice boxes isn't gonna break you.
She used the
sure,
toilet.
I know back in the day, my friends' parents, if they could have charged me for using the bathroom, they would have.
Oh my God. I have never seen anything like that. Truly, that is unbelievable.
What type of world are we living in?
I have no clue, man. That is.
You not seen in Batman '89 when Jack Nicholson is watching the news, and then he just flips out where he's just like, "What type of world do we live in? When a man dressed as a bat takes all my press." That's the type of feeling I'm having right now. What type of world do we live in where?
I can't believe the other woman paid, man. I've been like, are you freaking serious?
Like, fuck, what?
Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
So this woman doesn't want her kids to have any friends.
I guess. Can you imagine? Can you imagine when that kid grows up? I don't know how old the kids were, but can you imagine having to deal with that? Like kids talking at school is like, yeah, that's the girl whose mom charges if you go over to play at her house. Something like, what in the
that's
hell?
The kid that you better bring your own juice boxes and chalk. That was the, I am a total. I don't know. Maybe my parents raised me wrong. I don't know, but I was always like, for example, with snacks, it was rude to eat in front of others. Always offer someone something.
I remember my friends would come over and we'd be doing stuff, and my parents would surprise us all and buy us all pizza.
Yeah.
And
like I said, like I've been saying all night, I understand times are tough, and we were in the recession, and the price of food is skyrocketed, blah blah blah. But let's not use that as an excuse to be total fucking twat waffle assholes.
I don't think times are that tough, man. I don't even think during the Great Depression times were tough that you were charging for the toilet and for chalk. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I even think, back in the 1930s when, and that's when people really had it tough in the Great Depression. That people were charging for chalk and like a little bit of extra juice.
Yeah, and the one that really gets me is the toilet, man. I'm like, the toilet and the couch. I'm like, Jesus.
I think she also charged because they broke some little small toy or something too in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't charge for the electricity she used while the AC was on and she was in the house, because that little body is heating the house up that little bit more or something.
This may be the most ridiculous thing I watched on YouTube, like in the last 3 weeks. And I've been hanging out with my parents' cat, keeping it company, watching YouTube videos.
You know what's even crazier though, Adam? Is that this woman is so sure that she's right that she made a video of it and put it out for the internet to see. So,
oh, I know. I mean, that's not just because when I initially clicked on it, it was going to be just someone commentating.
Yeah.
Something you saw on Facebook or IG or something.
Yeah.
When they showed that clip from the video, I was just like, that's what I said. Because, like I said, because I've been dealing with cat stuff all day. And researching credit counseling, places and shit like that all day for a few things.
Yeah.
and I was pretty much done when I sent you all the stuff this morning, and I saw that, and I was like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah, there's I forget what it is. I'd have to find the clip. I can't find it right now. But there's a comedian. It just reminds you. He'd be like, he's like, that's a cheap bitch. So
this is like the cheap. Oh my! I know street walking drug addicted prostitutes who have more generosity with their kids than this bitch.
That is crazy, man. That is just. I'm blown. I'm blown away. Every time when I think that I can't be surprised by something in society, I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. So.
Yeah, I this is just like my mind normally doesn't get this blown about stuff like this, and I don't have kids of my own. I mean, I do have nieces and nephews but either my brother and my sister-in-law, they live in a nice cul-de-sac in suburban New Jersey.
Yeah.
And when the kids from the neighborhood all decide to make my brothers and sister-in-law's house like a summer camp, which I find hysterical. Just because my brother, he was my landlord, was an asswipe. So I'm like, yeah, you're getting it back for your kids now.
I have,
Mr. and Mrs. C, can we please have a glass of water?
I have 3 kids, man, and 2 girls. And when they were growing up, they would have like their friends over. I mean, imagine 12 teenage girls with the pizza and the candy and everything they eat, and they're watching all that. And it was never an issue. It's like, hey, your friends are coming over, we'll get you some pizza and all that stuff. And they're doing makeup and everything. And I'm, hiding in the back room trying to avoid being, inundated by teenage girls and all that stuff. But it's like, this woman would lose her damn mind, man.
Oh, she would have no clue what to do in a situation like that. There was one time, I'll never forget this. Had to be a good 10 years ago. Both my brothers had friends over. All 3 of my cousins popped over. We just had a huge party. Video games, music. I think we went through a case of soda and a case of water. My parents was like, hey, as long as you guys didn't destroy the house, we don't care.
It's cost of doing business, man. So, it's like,
yeah, it just. I just don't think this sends a good message to the kid either. I mean,
no. I think she's going to be going over to her friends' houses a lot. So.
Like I said, I hope she doesn't have a problem making friends. Making friends, because younger. I today's day and age, I find younger kids, between the ages of 6 and 12, are crueler than teenagers these days.
I will tell you this: I can't give you stories, obviously, because these stories are told to me in confidence.
Yep.
But my wife is a kindergarten teacher, and I hear all of the information about the parents and everything else, man. It's just like, all I do is just shake my head. I'm like, my wife has the patience of a saint. That's all I'm going to say. So.
All right. Yeah. I know you've told me some stuff behind when the cameras are off that just, and I've seen it with my, even in grocery stores lately, I've been seeing things with little kids that just make me shake my head.
Yeah. So, but it's not just kids too. It's like dogs. It's like I was telling the story the other day. Back at my old house, I was gardening, and this family had a Chihuahua, and they let that thing loose in the front yard all the time. I'm sitting there gardening one day in my front yard, and this little Chihuahua came over and bit me on the ass while I'm gardening. Just comes over and bites me on the ass. I didn't do anything. And it's like, my first instinct was to pick that thing up and punt it across the street, which wouldn't have been good. But, it's like, control your damn dog. So,
I know. Because of that, that's just crazy. I don't know. We talked about this in length before we went on tonight. I'm just scared of where society is going right now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot of people out there. I don't know what they're doing. So God knows that I'm not perfect. I've got my faults.
Yeah, I don't claim to walk on water. I don't claim to be any type of saint.
Yeah.
But it just, they're just getting away with things to some degree, and then there's just being a total douche.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. I loved it growing up in the 80s, where it was pretty much the whole rule was, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and if we like each other, we'll interact. If not, we'll just go our separate ways.
Maybe that's what our generation is, because we grew up in the era of Reaganomics, and just follow the golden rule, and as long as you didn't hurt yourself or hurt anyone else, who gave two shits?
Yeah. Not only that, back then, if you were a real a-hole, you got punched in the face. So, and then it was over. At least for guys, women weren't like that, but the guys were. It's like, if you stepped completely over the line, you get punched in the face, you got put in your place, and then it was over. And you're like, dude, stop being a dick. So,
yeah, like I said, just very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is one of the craziest thing I've seen all year. That's saying something.
Yeah. So, last but not least, you caught up with the boys?
I am. So, I caught up on that, and I don't know why I watched it, but I watched the episode 7 of The Acolyte as well. So,
I thought you said you were quitting after episode 6.
Oh, Teen Titans are calling me. Yeah, I just now it's like a train wreck, it's like, or a car wreck. I got to see what's going on, so I got to keep watching.
So this is the part of the car wreck where you have to see where all the dismembered body parts are at this point.
Yeah, I'm rubbernecking it now, so watching what's going on. So, but yeah, I'm caught up with the boys.
I'm loving it. This might be my favorite. My favorite show, and if Homelander can only keep his temper and check a little bit, maybe he wouldn't be in such deep doo-doo.
The only problem I've got with the current season, The Boys, is stuff that's off camera. So just the guy, I don't even know who it is, what his name is, the showrunner, but it's like, it feels like, I forget what he said exactly. Politically, I don't want to get into politics, but I'm kind of in the middle. But I never think it's a good idea to come right out and just say, F it, I'm making this show so I can piss off half the country, one way or the other. So it's like,
oh yeah, actually, today's episode, I saw that immediately. In the last 2 episodes,
yeah,
he's deliberately, Eric Kripke and Seth Rogen, they're definitely trying to piss off as many people as they can, one way or the other, with this show.
Yeah. And I'm like, I guess it could work for certain shows, So,
but in their defense, I actually think for this show it works.
Yeah. Well, like in South Park is a good example. I mean, South Park, their whole shtick is pissing off people, So.
Oh yeah, they have a contest to see how many people we're going to piss off today.
Yeah.
I actually think this show has done so well that it works.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing for me, I still enjoy it. I enjoy it as a show. I enjoy it as a comic book show. I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I liked it a little bit more in the first couple seasons because I thought that they were taking shots at everybody, which I love. If you're going to take shots at everyone, I'm down with that because I think everybody deserves to have shots taken at them. But when we were talking about this off air, I am perfectly capable of going, I don't really, I'm not digging that much. And that's as far as it goes. And then it just goes to the back of mind. And then I just watch it as The Boys. And I don't worry about any of that external stuff. And then I enjoy it. So,
The only reason this like this week's episode, it felt a little bit more in your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the Blueprint plans like mentioned January 6th and insurrections and that type of stuff.
It is what it is. It's like I've had this conversation with my kids. They're like, if I never watched any shows or bought any products from the people that say or do stuff that annoys me, I'd probably never buy or eat anything ever. So,
Oh, exactly. I mean, at that point, life would just stop.
yeah.
There's just one character I don't want to see get killed. I think she's going to be the next that gets killed by Homelander.
Mhm.
Is that Ashley chick? Who's the active CEO?
Yep.
Dominatrix.
Mhm.
The character's grown on me this season.
Yeah, I enjoy the show. Although this show, when it first came out, I never read the comics. I started reading the comics. I really dig the comics, but I understand why they could not do some of the stuff that, like,
There's a
Mother's
lot
Milk.
of stuff in those books they could not do on TV anywhere.
No, it's the same thing with Umbrella Academy. Like, I got into that show, and I wish that the show hadn't gone out the way it had, but it is.
I haven't had a chance to watch the new season yet because according to my phone, my device is not a member of the Netflix household for some reason, so I have to wait for my mom to get back from the shore to ask what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I like that show, Umbrella Academy. So, especially the first season, but the second season was good too. And then the Sparrow Academy stuff, I enjoyed that. Did you see the dance off in the Sparrow Academy?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I like that. But yeah, no, I think The Boys is still good. Kind of not sure where some of it is going, so I'm gonna tune in.
No. That's what I'm liking about it. It's that you can't. It's hard to predict.
Yeah.
And I know I'm saying this everywhere. This is one of the few comic book shows that I cannot quantify on my head because it puts it right there for me every chance it gets.
Yeah. The thing that got me when I've watched the first episode and then caught up was the fact that Butcher is dying. So I'm like, where's this going to go? So,
like I said, it's good times. Carl Urban as Butcher is phenomenal.
Speaking of Carl Urban, did you see the big announcement with him in it a couple weeks ago?
Refresh my memory.
They announced that they are in pre-production for the movie Furia, the next Chronicles of Riddick movie, with Carl Urban coming back as Vaco and
oh wow,
Vin Diesel as Riddick again. So
interesting.
Yeah, Richard B. Riddick is coming back, and they're going to Furia, man. So
all right, I have to keep my eyes on that. Like I said, I think in 2 weeks, San Diego Comic-Con is going to be the same weekend as Deadpool.
yeah,
So I think that weekend we'll just get a shit ton of new announcements.
yeah.
And I've already had one of my goals for 2025.
I don't know, man. I'm. You know me. I'll say when I don't like something, right?
Yep.
But I'm gonna be fair. I'll give stuff a chance. Hell, I gave The Acolyte a chance, and I'm watching it because I'm just like, I got to see what happens next, even though I don't think it's good. But I'm kind of somewhat hopeful that Disney Marvel might turn it around, man. I really am. We'll see what happens. But the Deadpool thing looks like they're letting Ryan Reynolds be Ryan Reynolds and do Deadpool. And I watched the trailer for Agatha, and people
that looked decent.
Yeah,
I was contemplating showing it tonight, but then I was like, nah, I don't feel like getting flagged.
Well, the next time, I know I'm not going to be on next week, but the week after, there's also another one that, if I could get it, I'll send it to you. There's a new trailer for a new Hellboy movie called The Crooked Man, and people are shitting on that, and I think it looks great.
I haven't seen it yet. I saw it somewhere in my feed, and I'm not the biggest Hellboy person in the world.
See, I'm a fan of all sorts of different stuff, but if there's one thing that, like, I've read everything, it's Hellboy. Like, I've read all of the Hellboys. I've read every BPRD. I've read all of like Hellboy 1945. I've read Hellboy in Hell, and Hellboy the animated stuff. So like Hellboy is the one thing that I have read everything of from the very beginning. So, and I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, yeah, it's good. Even the movie that came out with the guy from Stranger Things a few years ago.
Oh, Harper?
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie, but it wasn't as bad as everyone said, so.
I'd have to rewatch it. Because one of the other comic book properties I'm looking forward to, which has gotten shit upon, jizzed on, ripped apart, I actually can't wait to check out this new Crow movie.
Which one? Oh, The Crow. Yeah. Now, all right. I've seen some of that. It looks good. But not to change the subject, I did see a couple things where I'm like, no, just don't do it. They're making remakes of Time Bandits without dwarves, by the way. Without dwarves. And they're making a remake of A Fistful of Dollars.
Why?
Exactly.
That proves right there. That proves there's nothing original in the world anymore.
Yeah, you can't. It's like Time Bandits is one thing, and I'm like, I guess you could remake it, but if you don't have Terry Gilliam involved and you're not doing like the dwarves and everything, it's just not the same. Or the little people. I'm sorry, I'm going to be political.
On this show, they're fucking dwarfs and midgets.
Yeah.
You hear me, little people? You've been dwarfs and midgets forever. Just accept it. Just like it's not hearing impaired. You're motherfucking deaf. You're not visually impaired or partially sighted. You're motherfucking blind. You're not walking impaired. You're cripples. In the Bible, it's just the word fucking cripples. Just accept being fucking cripples and shut the fuck up.
Damn, man, you're on fire. Hold on.
This political correct bullshit needs to end. Look at me. I'm a little person. No.
See that shit, man? Bitches love me. Did you see that? I make that shit work.
You get a J, man. Yeah, like, can you imagine? They're gonna try and redo those movies without Clint Eastwood. Come on.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Come on.
That's what you tell me. They're gonna remake the Bad and the Ugly.
That's what it looks like. It looks like they're gonna do Fistful of Dollars and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Or then a few dollars.
That's how bad that. You know how much that's gonna suck worse than a prostitute in 42nd Street.
Yeah, it looks like they want to do all three movies and redo them. I'm like, first of all, you're never gonna get somebody who can play that character like Clint Eastwood. And then you got Lee Van Cleef, and you got the dude that played what's his name, the ugly from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That guy was friggin' fan. I mean, come on. Don't do it.
Those movies worked for the time that they were made. I don't think in today's bullshit, everyone is sensitive, politically correct, cancel culture bullshit climate, that a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly actually would work.
Absolutely. I mean, not only that, can you imagine? Remember at the beginning of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, when Lee Van Cleef's character shoots the dad and then the son comes in and he shoots the kid too, because I'm like,
people would lose their minds today.
Yeah. And then he just walks away. He doesn't give a shit. So I'm like, there's no way you could do that now. I'd love it if you could, but there's no way. So
I've been watching a bunch of movies that would never get made today.
Yeah. But
Revenge of the Nerds, all the Revenge of the Nerds movies?
Yeah. Oh God. Can you imagine that one scene where like Carradine's character puts the mask on and then
is that the one where actually there have been people bitching about that scene for the last couple of years.
Yeah. people would go nuts for that. Oh man.
And then I've been counting the F bombs in a couple of those 80 movies.
Yeah. Or when they put the cameras in the sorority, you know?
Oh, yep.
So no way.
Which is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. Plus, and then Booger comes on. Booger's awesome. So, oh God, no, and I just can't imagine how can you make Time Bandits without Terry Gilliam. You know, I'm like, it's just not going to feel the same. You know, Terry Gilliam's a freaking genius. You know, and it's like everything that man touches, I enjoy, and you're going to try and remake one of his movies, and it's just going to rip the soul right out of the movie. So,
like I said, it's another one of those movies that worked for the time it was in.
Yeah.
And so I look at some of the things they want to remake, and it's just like, you know, not everything needs to be remade, and not everything's going to work for the climate we live in now.
Plus, just make a new movie. If you want to do a musical or if you want to do a Western, man, I'm all for it. Just write a new Western, you know?
Hey, Seth MacFarlane did it.
Yeah.
Can't be that hard.
I mean, look at what's popular right now. One of the biggest shows on TV is Yellowstone. I'm not into it, but people are watching the hell out of Yellowstone. So,
yeah. You know, well, my brother, this has been an amazing show. I thank you for being the man of the chair and co-hosting / being a guest.
Absolutely.
I thank you for being one of my best friends and a part of my life. You know, I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, I hope you and the missus do something special. I hope the jury duty gods smile down upon you and you don't have to do it.
I do too. So,
like I said, I'm not knocking on wood and hoping that. Well, ever since I moved from one town to the other, I've been kind of safe.
Yeah.
I don't think the address change has caught up with me yet. You know, for that, because I also switched towns.
They'll find you eventually, man. So.
And I think I may have missed one. So, you know, because my brother had a habit of throwing out my mail from his house. So I would take junk mail from his house from time to time.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
we will see what happens, but I hope from your lips to God's ears that I don't get picked for jury duty because I don't need that right now. So
yeah, I hear you. But to everyone, stay cool. You know, hopefully this heat wave across America ends. You know, remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. You know, find Dave, is that he's what's your socials again?
You can find me pretty much everywhere as at Nemesis FC2. So just look for that. You'll find me. And
I am the Real Blind Adam most places with the exception of X, where I'm the comic pimp. And eBay, Whatnot, excuse me, where I'm comic pimp VIP.
Nice.
But everywhere else, I'm the Real Blind Adam. So I don't get confused with the musician who can go fuck himself. Yeah, I said it. The magician Blind Adam go fuck himself. Said it. Stand by it. But everyone, I thank you all for you know, help me make my dream come true. Remember, chase your dreams. You just might catch them. That's all you have to do is try. I love you all, Blind Adam out.
Like a pimp.